Welcome to the Impact 30 Charter School Applicant Information Session. This pre-recorded session is designed to walk you through the details of the Impact 30 grant program, answer common questions, and provide tips for preparing a strong application. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a clear understanding of what this opportunity is, how to apply, how proposals will be evaluated, and what to expect if your project is selected for funding. Here's what we'll cover today. First, we'll start with an overview of Impact 30, what it is and why we launched it. Next, we'll walk through the application step by step. Then we'll review the evaluation process and the rubric that reviewers will use. After that, we'll cover key dates and what happens once awards are made. And finally, we'll end with some tips for writing a competitive grant proposal. Impact 30 was created in celebration of GVSU's 30th anniversary as a charter public school authorizer. It expands on our long-standing commitment to reinvest resources back into schools. Our vision is to elevate student and educator leadership, spark bold innovation, and ensure projects are equity-driven and community-rooted. And our impact goes beyond the funding itself. We want to see scalable models, open-source tools, and stories that can be shared across the entire GVSU charter network and beyond. Impact 30 is about legacy, vision, and impact, building on 30 years of partnership with schools to shape the future of education together. Through Impact 30, we want to support projects that do 4 key things. First, elevate student voice and leadership. Second, strengthen community partnerships. Third, generate scalable innovation, ideas that could be replicated by others. And fourth, expand visibility through storytelling and open sharing of results. If your proposal speaks to these benefits, you're in the right place. Let's talk about scope. The purpose of this program is to provide seed funding for bold, student-centered innovation. These projects should be grounded in your school's context and community needs. Our expectations are that projects are carried out within the grant period and budget, and that you share your progress through required reports and showcases. There are also clear boundaries. Funding cannot be used for ongoing school operations, staff stipends, or existing programming. And all proposals must align with allowable uses outlined in the grant guidelines. These points outline the boundaries and expectations that will guide your proposal. Here are the funding levels available for charter schools authorized by GVSU. Level 1, $5,000, 10 grants available. Level 2, $15,000, 10 grants available. Level 3, $30,000, 10 grants available as well. Initiatives can be brand new projects or expansions of existing work. Focus areas might include literacy, STEM, arts, extracurricular activities, classroom or system innovations, experiential learning, health or environmental needs, or college and career readiness. Who can apply? Students with a staff advisor, educators, and school leaders at GVSU-authorized charter public schools. Each school must be in good standing with its charter contract and meet compliance requirements. Only 2 applications per school will be accepted. Finally, you may notice that we also offer 10 grants of $30,000 to GVSU departments partnering with GVSU-authorized charter public schools. This is a separate grant stream. For today's session, we'll focus only on the charter school opportunities. Next, we'll do an application walkthrough. The application at a glance. There are several sections within the application: applicant information, initiative information, partnership and support, and acknowledgments. We'll take each section in more detail one by one. The first section of the application collects basic information: your school's name and building code, who is leading the initiative, whether it's students, educators, or school leaders, and contact information for both the primary contact and the school leader. This helps us verify eligibility and ensure we can reach you with any questions. Next, you'll enter the title of your initiative, select the grant level you're applying for, and indicate whether this is a new initiative or an expansion of something already underway. You'll also choose the category your proposal aligns with, such as literacy, STEM, arts, extracurriculars, or another focus area. Then we move into the narrative section, which is the heart of your proposal. You'll respond to 5 prompts. A brief description of your initiative and alignment with need. Second, your goals and supporting evidence. Third, your anticipated timeline and milestones. Fourth, your evaluation plan. And fifth, your sustainability plan. Let's break each of those down. Here, you'll explain what your initiative is, who it will impact, and why it is innovative. Be clear and compelling, and make sure you describe the gap, issue, or opportunity you're addressing. For goals and evidence, state your primary goals. These should be measurable outcomes, not just activities. Briefly reference data, research, or prior outcomes that support your approach. This shows reviewers that your proposal is grounded in evidence. In the timeline section, outline the key phases and milestones for launching and carrying out your initiative. You'll also indicate whether your project aligns with Track A, 6 to 12 months, or Track B, 12 to 18 months. For evaluation, describe how success will be measured. What data or metrics will you track? How will you know your goals have been met? Be as specific as possible. Reviewers want to see more than just, "We'll know it worked." Finally, describe what steps you'll take to sustain this initiative beyond the grant period. Even if funding ends, what will continue? Sustainability could mean finding new resources, embedding practices into school systems, or training others to carry the work forward. You will also complete the required budget template. This form helps ensure your proposed spending plan is aligned with your initiative and complies with allowable uses of funds. Be sure to provide clear descriptions for each expense and confirm that all costs directly support the goals of your project. The budget is reviewed as part of the evaluation process, so accuracy and clarity are important. Your budget should tell the same story as your narrative, showing how resources will be used to bring your initiative to life. The next section focuses on partnerships. If you are working with a community partner, you'll list them here and describe their role, whether that's co-developing content, hosting student experiences, providing supplies or space, or offering mentorship. Each partner will receive a separate form to confirm their commitment. You'll also have the chance to indicate if you'd be interested in pairing with a GVSU department as a partner. The final section asks for confirmations from you and your board. You'll affirm that funds will not be used for restricted purposes, that you'll provide data and milestone reports, and that you'll share your work through presentations. You'll also upload a signed acknowledgement of support from your board of directors. This ensures transparency and accountability. Now let's turn to how proposals will be evaluated. Every application goes through a 2-stage review. First, our internal team conducts an eligibility check to make sure the application is complete and meets the basic requirements. Then, in Stage 2, proposals are reviewed by external evaluators who receive training and calibration to ensure fairness and consistency. Reviewers will score your application across several dimensions, all tied directly to application questions. They'll be asking, is the idea bold and creative? Does it address a real need in your school? Are the goals and timeline realistic and achievable? Does the evaluation plan clearly show how success will be measured? Will the project leave something that lasts beyond the grant year? And finally, is there meaningful involvement of students, staff, and community partners? Keeping these kinds of questions in mind as you draft your application will help you align with what reviewers care about most. These slides show the formal rubric reviewers will use to score applications. Let me give you a sense of what makes a strong proposal in each category. For the initiative description, reviewers are looking for clarity and a compelling case for why the project matters for your school community. For goals and strategic alignment, the strongest proposals connect goals directly to student or school priorities, and they are specific and measurable. In the implementation plan, reviewers want to see realistic timelines, clear milestones, and responsibilities that make the project achievable. For evaluation and sustainability, it's not enough to simply say you know the project worked. Reviewers are looking for a plan that identifies how you'll track progress and a vision for how the work will continue after the grant. And for the budget, reviewers expect to see a clear match between the resources requested and the activities described. Think of the rubric at the reviewer's checklist. Using it as you draft your proposal will give you a clearer sense of what makes an application competitive. Now let's review the timeline and what happens after you are awarded. Applications close on November 19, 2025. Award notifications will be sent by December 19, and funds will be dispersed in early January. Grantees will also participate in a kickoff orientation on January 16, 2026, which marks the formal start of projects and is a review of expectations and opportunity to connect with other grantees. You will participate in communities of practice, which will meet each semester to share learning and problem solve together. You'll also complete monthly surveys and scheduled milestone reports to track progress. In addition, we provide ongoing support and visibility. That includes technical assistance from the Impact 30 grant team, templates and resources, storytelling and deliverables, coaching, and recognition through GVSU communications, events, and even opportunities for press or conference presentations. This is more than funding. It's a partnership designed to help your idea thrive and be shared. Let's close with some practical advice for writing a strong proposal. First, write a strong narrative. Start with a clear problem statement and show why it matters. Set specific, measurable goals. Use evidence, data, surveys, or student voice to ground your proposal in facts. Second, align with the rubric. Reviewers are looking for innovation, feasibility, sustainability, and partnerships. Make sure your application demonstrates those. And third, avoid common pitfalls. Don't be vague. Provide concrete details. Don't be overly ambitious. Keep your goals achievable within the funding and timeline. Don't submit a weak evaluation plan. Be specific about what you'll measure. And finally, make sure your budget matches your activities. A strong budget clearly shows how each dollar supports your goals. Impact 30 is about bold ideas, student-centered innovation, and lasting community impact. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this opportunity. We hope you'll consider applying and sharing your ideas with us. If you have questions as you prepare your application, please reach out to us at the email below. We look forward to seeing your proposals and to working with you as part of the Impact 30 journey.
Okay, 20 minutes.
That's way better than the hour. Yeah.
That was fantastic.
So I stumbled a little bit there with the slide change, but you'll fix that too.
Yes, I made a note of it. Well, perfect. If you'd like to take a break, if you wanted to stretch your legs, but otherwise I'm just going to pull up the next one, and whenever you're ready, we can take care of it.